Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadantigam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunadan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalidam Shri Vishagan Vidam Sam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptaganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanasude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadruvescha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swaminidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome back to Bhagavad Gita study class, 4th chapter, the transcendent knowledge, and today's verses are 36 to 39. Actually, as per schedule, we got 36 to 38, but it's better to take 36 to 39. Comes in one idea. So 40, 41, and 42 will take on Saturday. So 36. Abhi chedasi pavebhya sarvebhya pavakrittamam sarvam jnana plavainaiva vijinam sandarishyasi. Abhi chedasi pavebhya sarvebhya pavakrittamam sarvam jnana plavainaiva vijinam sandarishyasi. Abhi chedasi pavebhya sarvebhya pavakrittamam sarvam jnana pravenaiva vrijinam sandarishyasi. Yes, Singdamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Api chedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah sarva jnana plavenaiva brujinam santarishyasi. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. You can read the translation also.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, one more joined.
Yeah, Mataji is there, but I think she's not having book, I think.
Oh, no, she cannot read the sloka, verse?
No, verse, she's not having the book. The book she has not bought today. She's outside, that's why she's not carrying. She's a big book distributor.
Oh, okay, Prabhuji.
So she's traveling all the time.
Even if you
okay,
are
wait, one second, she's saying something. Yes, Manali? Okay, right. Okay, Mataji. Siddhanaji, you can read the translation.
Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. 37. Yadedamsi samidhognir basmasat kurde Arjuna jnanagni sarvakarmani basmasat kurde tatha. Yadedamsi samigdignog basmasat kurde Arjuna jnanagni sarvakarmani basmasat kurde tatha. Yadedamsi samigdhognir basmasat kurde Arjuna jnanagni sarvakarmani basmasat kurde tatha. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
जथेधांसि समेधग्नि भस्मे शाकृत कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्नि सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Translation also.
Yes, Prabhuji. As the blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn the ashes all reactions to material activities.
Right. 38. Nahi jnanena sadisham pavitramiha vidyade tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalenatmani vindade. Nahi jnanena sadisham pavitramiha vidyade tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalenatmani vindade. Nahi jnanena sadisham pavitramiha vidyade tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalenatmani vindade. Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Nahi jnanena sadya sang pavitrang miha vidyate tastat yang yogam ajoga sansiddha kalenatmani vidyati. Meaning, in this world there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has achieved this enjoys the self within himself in due course of time. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Right. 39. Shradava labade jnanam tatpara samyadendriya jnan labdva param shantim achirenadhi gachadi. Shradava labade jnanam tatpara samyadendriya jnan labdva param shantim achirenadhi gachadi. Shradava labade jnanam tatpara samyadendriya jnanam labdva param shantim achirenadhi gachadi.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparang sayantendriyah jnanam labdha para shanti achirenadhigacchati. Meaning, santim achirenadhigacchati. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Krishna.
A faithful man who is absorbed in transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Right. So, Krishna is concluding this chapter by praising the knowledge, transcendental knowledge. From verse 34 onwards, the greatness of transcendental knowledge is described as Krishna in 9 verses. And there's a difference between material knowledge and transcendental knowledge. Material knowledge, as we know, is temporary and can be obtained from universities. And the teacher and the student sometimes goes to college, pays some fees, and then acquires knowledge when the teacher teaches him. Of course, there are textbooks, and based on the textbooks, the teacher describes or explains, and the student gets knowledge of that. But here, there is not much of a submissiveness of student to teacher. Of course, there is respect and all that. Especially in India, you'll find there's a lot of respect even now for the teachers and the students having for teacher. If you in Western countries you go, that even you not see that kind of respect. They talk in the first name basis. They call each other by names only. And the teacher enjoys and relaxes with the students, the life. So there's that kind of relationship is there. And ultimately, the knowledge they give is temporary only, which is subject to changes, imperfect in nature. But in case of transcendent knowledge, the student or the disciple is totally submissive, surrendered to spiritual master. To the degree of surrender, the spiritual master is pleased with the student or the disciple, and he lightens the knowledge, illuminates the transcendent knowledge in the heart of the disciple. The knowledge is illuminated in the heart of the disciple by spiritual master. It's not that the spiritual master is teaching him. Of course, he teaches the scriptures and all that. But ultimately, the transcendent knowledge or realized knowledge is being illuminated by when you take a diksha from a spiritual master. And then slowly, to the extent you are following the instructions of the spiritual master, slowly this transcendent knowledge will be manifested in our hearts. This is the difference between spiritual knowledge and material knowledge. It is very difficult for us on our own, and especially in case of transcendent, on our own, to get that knowledge without any help. Srimad Bhagavatam in many different places explains this. Maybe you may be able to get the elements, the external energy of Krishna, which is elements, 24 elements. You may have some knowledge on that. Most of the scientists are concerned only with the nature only. They are thinking the whole world is based on nature only. There is nothing else other than this nature. There is no controlling element. There is no spirit inside that. It is only the matter, and only matter is there. And the modern scientists are able to make some progress in this in their endeavor to find truth from matter. Some aspects of matter are explained by them in various scientific journals, scientific discoveries, Nobel laureates, research scholars. They are trying to explain how the world has come into being and how life has started in the one universe. So many theories are being put forward by them. But after 5 years or every 5 or 10 years, these theories either get rejected or they get modified. Slowly, after so many modifications, the original theory will not be there. Now they are saying that there is there's something before Big Blast. The universe was there, the Big Blast was there, something before that also. So Big Blast is not the origin of the creation of universes here. And they are not being able to explain the God's particle, how life has formed in this universe. So that limitation is there for the material scientists, because they are only looking at that from angle of nature only. And everything is contained in nature only. Some, of course, there are some scientists, Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, and so many others also, who recognizes that there is something beyond matter in this universe. The world is moving on strength of some elements other than this matter. They're explaining that. And many of them have taken the study of Bhagavad Gita very seriously. And Vedas, you can find in Germany and all the other developed countries in Europe, they learned Vedas and other scriptures. It is understood that there are about 12,000 schools and colleges in all over Europe where Vedas are one of the subject. So slowly, even the scientific world, scientific community, they are veering down this view that there is a transcendent knowledge. There should be some knowledge beyond this material knowledge, and we have to acquire that knowledge. But to acquire that knowledge, Krishna says, Tad Viripanipādena Paripashnena Sevaya Udeshandite Jnanam Jnanina Tatudashina. So we have to approach a spiritual master most in all humility, because without their benevolence, we will not be able to understand the Creator. So Maharaja, in his he's giving some advices to Hiranyakashipu, he is explaining that without bowing down or wearing the dust from the lotus feet of a spiritual master, you will not be able to understand the Supreme. Naishat madis naisham madit tavat urukramangrin sprishasi anarthapagamo yadartha mahiyasam padarajobhishegam nishkinchananam navrinidayavad. It is Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 5th chapter, verse 32. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, completely freed from material contamination. Nishkinchananam. The word is Nishkinchananam. Nishkinchan, kinchit, even little. Nishkin, even they are not affected by even a spot of materialism or material desires. Completely free from material contamination. Persons very much inclined towards materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities. So when you are a materialistic person, you will not be inclined to be attached to God, because you have very little knowledge of God. And because there is no knowledge or there is ignorance, there is no faith. Or rather, we can say that one faith. Since there is no faith, there is no knowledge. Only by becoming Krishna consciousness and taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, in this way can one be freed from material contamination. One who frees us from material contamination is Krishna only. Krishna only delivers the conditioned soul from the bondage of materialism. But he can do that. He will do it only when you are taken shelter of a spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master. So Krishna is very pleased when you are going down to a spiritual master or pure Vaishnava. When the Vaishnava is pleased, Krishna is also pleased. When you're taking Diksha, it is commonly said that a spiritual master destroys the previous karmic reactions of the disciple. But actually, it is not so. Actually, Krishna only destroys the karmic. Only Krishna can do that. But since the disciple have been accepted as spiritual master, Krishna is obliged to, or Krishna is also very pleased to take that devotee, because Krishna is interested. People coming back, the living entity is coming back to him. So when one living entity is accepting a spiritual master, then Krishna is very happily destroying all the karmic reactions of that person. But for that, you have to be submissive. Urukrama means a person who performs great feats, and that is Krishna. So when you get that knowledge, then you are no longer in illusion. When you get the transcendent knowledge from a bona fide spiritual master, you are no longer in illusion. That's why Krishna says the next note, Yajñāto punarmoham yasasi pandava yena budhani asheshan dachyasyatmyathomai. So everywhere you look, a person who is totally free from matter, he can see Krishna and his energy spread all over. Krishna you can see in his heart, and Krishna's energy you can look around and you'll find Krishna's energy everywhere. Because the whole world is comprising of Krishna's two energies, inferior energy and superior energy. Inferior energy is Prakriti, superior energy is Soul. So this is a combination. The whole world is a combination. Edet yonini bhudani sarvani upadareda am krishnasya jagadaha prabha pralayastada. 7th chapter Krishna says. And the whole world is moving because of combination of these two energies. And when you correctly understand that, you can easily, when the tree is there and tree is flowering, means inside the tree there is some life. The soul is there. The tree as such is a matter, and why it is flowering? Because there is a soul inside that. So the tree is also a combination of matter and spirit. So that way, when you look at everything, you'll find the energy of Krishna displayed. So only a knowledgeable person can find Krishna everywhere. That's why very knowledgeable persons will find, we can see Krishna everywhere. Yomam pashyadi sarvatra savam mai pashyadi. So you'll find all living entities in Krishna, because living entities are what you call it, part of Krishna only, coming from Krishna only. And Krishna residing in everyone's heart. So Hanuman says that wherever I'm looking, I'm finding Sita and Rama only. Wherever I'm looking, I'm finding Sita and Rama only. And because I'm seeing Sita and Rama, I have no envy towards any other living entities. Because this living entity is a product of Sita and Rama. So why should I grudge him? Why should I have enmity towards him? We create enmity and friendship based on our body relationships only, our likes and dislikes.
Yes, Prabhuji. But there is small doubt I have, Prabhuji. Actually, in every living entity, that soul is there.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
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 But
Right.
Prabhuji, when means in our daily work, sometimes if we don't want to do, then also we kill few animals like ants while
Yes.
cleaning,
Yes.
while cleaning the house, and some
While using a broom, while using the oven, while using so many things. So that is why Panja Kriya is there, no? That the 5 things are there. When we are using that, you'll find that we are making some what do you call offenses or sinful activities, you say.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's why we have this Nitya thing is there. What do you call a daily Panja Shodha Kriya we do. Like Bhuda, you find the Grihasthas does not enjoy Swarga by commission of 5 violent actions towards living entities caused by using mortar, grinding stone, stove, broom, and water pot. This is there. Because of that only you have things the Pancha Mahayajna. Panchayatna Mahayajna is performed. Pancha Mahayajna it is there. It is called Pidra Puja, recitation of Vedas, feeding humans and feeding other living entities, and sacrifices. See, these are the 5 sacrifices that a living entity, as per Veda, we have to do. Because that will help us to eliminate these unintentional sins we are committing every day.
Yes, Prabhu. That is unknowingly, but sometimes knowingly also. Knowingly also, Prabhuji, when we are cleaning, if some cockroach is there, we are just taking it out. And if some small ants are there, then also we are putting the medicine. That also, in this way also, we are creating
that you have to be careful. Especially if you are reading Bhagavad Gita, when you find some ants, the first instinct of a material person will be to immediately kill that, isn't it? But what we do is we try to remove them. And when you try to remove them by hand also, it'll be difficult. Because small ants, if you touch it by trying to just wipe it off, It will die. So this happened when Prabhupada was around there. So one devotee, and Prabhupada was watching, and some ants. So the what devotees do it, he to get a kerchief, handkerchief, and then slowly he just sweep these ants away. When you're using kerchief or cloth, then that they will not die. So Prabhupada was very happy. Oh yes, you are advancing.
Yes, Prabhuji. Mainly, sometimes cockroaches are there. We are just with a broom. We are just taking them out. But in this way, we are creating sinful activities.
Yeah, I know
We are.
because what I do is I put a pan and then take it in the pan, then throw it out.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Sometimes hold it by that whiskers also, but people find, oh, how can you do that? It's so dirty, you know. What's so dirty? You can wash your hands after that. Better than killing them.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Yes, and the area where we are staying, Prabhuji, it is the most interior area, and lots of animals, variety of animals you see, insects, variety of insects and everything.
Insects.
During rainy season, also lots of caterpillar and all that. And
Yeah,
every time I'm thinking that we are doing the sinful activities by chasing them out.
I know. But be careful how you take them out. That's all. Say, be very careful so that because they are living entities, we have to understand that. Of course, in your case, as you said, so many insects are there. It'll be a very tedious process, but then still, Krishna is testing you whether you are following this Bhagavad Gita properly.
Yes, yes,
Sometimes you,
Prabhuji.
oh, what is the point? So much things I have to do, and then what to do? What okay, kill them. Just like that. Sometimes you may come to a
Yes,
decision. Sometimes, but then
yes,
you have to develop the patience.
yes, Prabhuji.
That way. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So now, right, thank you. That's a good question. So in 36, we signed that Abhi Chedasi Pabebhya Sarvebhya Papakritama Sarvam Jnana Plavenaiva Vijnanam Santrishasi. Even if you think that you're the most sinful person life on earth, even then you don't have to lose hope. Because once you get this transcendent knowledge, when knowledge is there, when you are in the boat of this knowledge, yesterday in class, I was giving an explanation about how one Srila Prabhupada's disciple was asking Srila Prabhupada, "Oh, Prabhupada, I have taken I've taken up Krishna consciousness. Okay, I'm progressing to some extent, but still I'm not able to overcome my attachments and aversions and desires and all those things are still remaining. Still, it is there, although not very present, but still it is there. How I can do that? How I can overcome that?" So Srila Prabhupada says, suppose you are not traveling in a boat. There are so many ways when weather changes, the wind changes, there is huge waves and all that. It'll lash against this boat and boat may just tilt this way, that way. Sometimes it we may look that may capsize also. Staying inside the boat may be very fearful experience sometimes. But as long as still you are in boat, you're still in boat. You're not outside that. Now you need a captain who can very skillfully maneuver you or this boat to safe waters. He can how to overcome this tide, how to move away from these tides and take you to safe waters. You need a captain. So that is a spiritual master. So you have to have trust in spiritual master that he will guide you finally, take your boat safely to other side. So you don't have to be panicked or you don't have to meditate fearful and jump outside the boat. In that the boat may capsize any time, so I may drown. Not do that. You have to have patience and just wait for things to subside a little. Desires are there for so many lifetimes, and all those shaddoshas, kama, krodha, mother Muhammad, all these are there inside everyone. So it may take some time for it to subdue and reduce to zero. So, but when you are in having transcendent knowledge, which is imparted by spiritual master, then definitely you can cross to the other side. It's a struggle for existence. In modern philosophy, they call existential sciences, existential philosophy. How to survive this the great difficult life. It's a great big problem. So many in the 16th, 17th century, and even 19th, 20th century, so there are so many philosophers, Western philosophers, who have developed this existential philosophy. Existential philosophy, and then they'll put another survival of the fittest and all that. Then Srila Prabhupada says, if you are speaking in terms of survival of the fittest, then you should not die.
Yes, Prabhuji. That is Darwin's theory.
Yes.
Darwin's theory, struggle
Die
for
theory.
existence, which leads to
Correct.
survival of the fittest.
Then you should not die. If you say that the survival is fittest, then fittest should not die, but he's also dying, or that animal is also dying. So these are bogus theories. It may look very impressive to the uneducated or the ignorant people, maybe look very impressive, but people are well trained Bhagavad Gita and Shastras and know that this is bogus only. Existence means you are existing eternally, you are existing. Then where's the question of struggle? Struggle is because of your material contamination only, which you are not understanding. You'll find if you go to Vrindavan, not many places, people are living in absolute poverty, but they're still happy. In poverty, our basic requirements is food, cloth, and shelter. Even some people are not having that also, but still they're happy with sometimes. I mean, they're happy with Krishna, leave alone other material desires. So you have to have a guidance of an expert rescuer. If you are in the ocean, you may be an expert swimmer, but will not be able to make it. Even the best swimmer cannot overcome a turbulent sea. He'll definitely drown. So this is perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge means understanding who we are, who Krishna is, and what is our relationship. Understanding who we are, who is Krishna, and what is our relationship with Krishna. That is a perfect knowledge. When you have that, even if you are sinful, if you are also sin, previously you got so many sins also, you don't have to worry about that. Because ededamsi samigdognir basmasat kurde arjuna jnanagni sarva karmani basmasat kurde tatha. So this knowledge is compared to a fire. Krishna, God is sometimes compared to fire in the sense that a fire has got two qualities, light and heat. So the energies of Krishna, the Prakriti and Jiva, the two energies, Krishna is a fire, and the qualities of the fire is energies. And if you understand the fire of Krishna, the transcendent knowledge of Krishna, this can burn up all your previous karmas, coming reactions, whether they're fructified stage or being fructifying or seed, like in Vishnu Purana, it is mentioned that what is it called? Completely forgetting. What the aprarabha, yes. Prarabdha karma, aprarabdha karma, sinchita karma. There is karmas or karmic reactions are basically divided into three. Sinchita karma means the total mass of karmic reactions you have committed all of lifetimes. Prarabdha karma means those reactions which are fructified, and because of that you are getting so many bodies. Prarabdha, on account of prarabdha karma only you are getting this body. When you are having this body, we can see that because of our prarabdha karma we got this body, maybe human being or some other beings, a different like species say. So that is prarabdha karma. Aprarabdha karma means that sinful activities which are yet to fructify. So if you are talking if you are talking of liberation, first what you have to do is you have to burn up the all aprarabdha karma, so that there is no future births. The aprarabdha karma is giving you the future birth, future body forms. because they are yet to fructify. Some karmic reactions are there which are not fructified. So Purana says aprarabdha phalam bhavam bijam kudam phalonmugam kramenaiva praliyeda Vishnu bhakti ratatmagam. So when these the karmic reactions which are yet to fructify, which is in a seed shape now, they will fructify after some time. Another next births, coming births. If you are destroyed, then it will ensure that you are not getting any more births. Then only the prarabdha karma, the present prarabdha karma, which is the body, is remaining. So knowledge, transcendental knowledge will burn up all this aprarabdha karma. And then finally, it will burn up the prarabdha karma also. Then at that point, you will leave your body. When all the prarabdha karma is burned up, then that is time for you to leave this body, material body, and then finally go back to Krishna. So this is a process of liberation. And one that can help you to go to liberation is knowledge only. That which helps you is knowledge only, which is compared to fire. Just like a firewood which is burned to ashes, the fire can burn to ashes. So the karmic reactions committed by us, whether pious activities or impious activities, whichever is there, everything is burned up.
So Prabhuji, this birth, if we did some sinful, it is yet to fructify next birth.
Sometimes it may fructify this birth itself. Sometimes it may fructify the next birth. Sometimes it may fructify after 10 births or 100 births. We don't know. Only Krishna knows how to be. He only rewards his reactions.
Yes, Karmana
Deva Netrana. Depending on the complexity of the karma which you have committed, these things happen. Sometimes it may happen in this birth itself. We may get the reaction this birth itself.
Yes. Its example is Dhritarashtra. In before birth, he just killed the bodies.
Yes. 100 births. Correct. Exactly. So after so many births, he got this. Then he had some pious activities, so that's why he became a king.
Yes.
So this is because of pious activities, became a king, and because of impious activities, he had to undergo the suffering of losing his sons.
Yes.
So both is awarded by Krishna. So Krishna glorified. Because of that, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyade tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalena atmanimittandi. So there is nothing as sublime and pure as transcendent knowledge. It is very transcendent. And to understand something sublime and transcendent, you need to have perfection. So Patanjali says that mere theoretical knowledge will not help you. You have to perform yoga. And of all the yogas, Bhakti Yoga is the best. So the perfection of Bhakti Yoga, because of perfection of Bhakti Yoga, the jnana manifests in our heart. Many yogas are there, and the outcome of all yogas is knowledge only. But when you do Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, the outcome of knowledge is that you are Brahman realized. When you do Ashtanga Yoga, the final outcome of knowledge is that you realize Paramatma. When you do Bhakti Yoga, the final result is that you realize Krishna. So the perfect knowledge can be achieved only through the perfect process, and the perfect process is, the complete process is Bhakti Yoga only. And when you do the Bhakti Yoga, you need to have a spiritual master. In other yogas, of course, in Ashtanga Yoga also, you need this person's guru is there. In Jnana Yoga and all that, guru's role is limited as far as the practice is concerned. There is not much of practice in Jnana Yoga, because for them, any action is bondage. So they are relying completely on scriptures and then meditating on the scriptures and nididhyasana and all those modalities, processes there by which the disciple realizes that he is Brahman. But in case of Bhakti Yoga, there are Bhakta devotion services, especially in terms of Navadha. And for that, you need a spiritual master. So spiritual master in the Bhakti school teaches both the scriptures as well as a devotion service also. So that role of a spiritual master in the Bhakti school is much more than any other schools. So when you are practicing nicely, you start with the Vaidya Bhakti. Bhakti, basically there are two broad divisions, Sadhana Bhakti or Vaidya Bhakti. What we are all doing is Sadhana Bhakti and Vaidya Bhakti. Based on this, chanting of rounds, Ekadashi, and then all those vradas in terms of festivals. Then, of course, deity worship. So many things are there in connection with devotional services. This is called Sadhana Bhakti. And when you reach a stage of bhava and prema, and automatically that becomes raga bhakti, spontaneous attraction or attachment to Krishna. Everything you see in Krishna only. And so at that stage, it is called raga bhakti. So sadhana bhakti produces knowledge, transcendent knowledge. And the transcendent knowledge helps you to reach to para bhakti. So that's what Krishna says in the 18th chapter. If you look at the 14th chapter first, 14th chapter 29 verse, Mamtu avivijarena bhakti yogena sevade sagunan samidedan brahma bhuyaya kalpade. So if you want to overcome the three gunas, undeviating devotion service to Krishna will help you to reach this Brahman realization that you are the soul. And then Krishna says in 18th chapter, Brahma Buddha prasannatma na shochati na kankshadi samasarveshu bodeshu mad bhakti labade param. So when you're in the Brahman situation, when you're finding all living entities equal to living entities, and at that point, you enter the para bhakti stage, which is called raga bhakti stage. So sadhana bhakti, then jnana, then para bhakti. So jnana is actually product of bhakti only, and this jnana produces a sadhana, that para bhakti. So for everything you need devotion service, and for devotion service you need the guidance of a spiritual master. And your sadhana will be strong as is your faith. So that's why Krishna says in the next verse, Shadava labade jnanam tatpara samyadendriyaha jnan labdva param shamding achirenadi gacchadi. Only the faithful, one who has complete faith in Krishna and the spiritual master and the scriptures. Even Shankaracharya says that faith means faith in scriptures and spiritual master. That is called Drida faith. Drida means strong. The faithful person, faith is that you are having faith in scriptures, you're having faith in Krishna, you're having faith in the realization or realized knowledge of one who has realized themselves, the saints, and then you have complete faith in spiritual master. At that time, when you following one of a spiritual master, you accept a lot of things which you are not realized. You cannot say that I have not realized that, that's why I cannot accept. No. Some things which is given scriptures, you have to accept. Although you may not have experienced it directly, or you have not had realized it. Because you know the path which you are following is right. And then it's easier to accept these things than wait for them to manifest in your heart. So that way your journey will be much faster. So that's why Shvedaswatra Maharshi says, Yasya deve para bhakti yada deve tada guru tasyeva kadirahi artha pradashande mahatmana. When you have absolute faith in Krishna and when you have absolute faith in spiritual master, in him only this the spiritual, the transcendental knowledge will be manifested. So thank you. Hare Krishna. Any more questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay, right. Okay, Vanamali, if you're there, you can do that. You can do that. Narasimha Kirtan. Vanamali.
Namaste Narasimhaya Pranadahladadaine Hiranyakashibo Vakshaha Siladanga Nagalaye Yadho Narsimha Bharadho Narsimha Yado Yado Yami Tado Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prabhate Tava Kara Kamalavare Naga Adbhuta Sringa Dalida Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrida Narahari Ruba Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai O Narasimha Dev Jai O Narasimha Dev Jai O Narasimha Dev Jai O Narasimha Dev Jai O Narahari Jai O Narahari Jai O Narahari Jai O Narahari Jai Vigna Vinashan Jai O Narasimha Dev Jai O Vigna Vinashan Jai O Narasimha Dev Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Hare Sham
Siddha Bhakti Vinashagari Shinasande Bhagwan ki Vaishnava Bhakti Shesh Paramraj ki Ugram Neeram Mahavishnu Jwalam Dam Sarvadomukam Narasimham Vishnum Bhadram Mrityu Mrityu Namamiham Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jai Jai Shri Narasimha Praladesha Jai Padma Mukha Padma. Thank you. Vancha Kalpadrubhascha
Sindhu Devi Padidana Bhavani Vishnu Namo Mandavodi Vaishnava Jai Srila Prabhupada